All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to Apostle and Elders in New York, GMS, and salutations to you, Akim, that's teaching this truth on your last on the line for, and then shalom to you, Aqua, that's looking our video. My name is Mayel Ka'ala Bangad with Chicago branch of Great Millstone. I'd like to make a disclaimer that we are not black Hebrew Israelites. We are Israelites. The Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and speckled birds that's scattered abroad. Okay, we are not affiliated with any black identity stream groups. We are not affiliated with any Islamic groups. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite groups. All right, so right here we have another Israelite that was murdered by an Edomite centurion, a Roman centurion. All right, centurion is a word basically for cop. That's what we Israelites call the policeman. Okay. All right. We call them centurions. Cause basically America is Rome on steroids. All right. And what did the ancestors say? In Jewish encyclopedia, it said Rome is Edom. Okay. All right. So it said 4 police have been fired on the death of an unarmed black man. All right, an unarmed Israelite man. All right, who was taken to custody in Minneapolis. Official says Tuesday. Okay. It says the death of the man identified by the family attorney as George Floyd has drawn outrage after video showed an officer kneeling on Floyd's neck as he cried out that he couldn't breathe. Floyd had been arrested Monday outside on a daily suspicion of forgery. See that? Forgery. He died later at the hospital. Police Chief Madeira Arredondo did not identify the former officer, but called in 4 employees with department, CBS reported. All right, so he was on his neck mercilessly. All right, let's see if this video plays it. All right, that's a lock if it take too long. All right.
Oral-B, round cleans better. Power one on for Oral-B's best clean ever. Inspired by dentists, Oral-B's round brush head surrounds
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. We're going to get to the rising death toll from coronavirus in just a moment, but there's breaking news tonight in the shocking case of an unarmed African-American man who died after being handcuffed and then pinned to the ground by Minneapolis police. 4 officers have been fired tonight, and the FBI is investigating after cell phone video showed one of the officers with his knee on George Floyd's neck for at least 7 minutes, even after Floyd's body went limp. Tonight, protesters are gathering outside of the restaurant where it all happened, just a week after Minnesota lifted its stay-at-home orders. The incident comes as much of the country is grappling with the fallout of a Memorial Day reopening that saw many Americans not socially distancing. And at least 27 states are seeing increases in cases of COVID-19. And as we come on the air, the country is approaching 100,000 deaths from the virus.
All right,
Tonight,
and you can see how
99,000 people have been killed here in the U.S.
Get this off here.
And there are close to 1.7.
All right, so you can see how the Edomite had his neck. I'm sorry, the Edomite had his knee on that. The Israelite neck, man. Showing no mercy, like 7 minutes. All right, all you had to do just handcuff Jake. And Jake's just another nickname for Jacob in Israel. All right, just pull him in the in the back of the seat of the car. That was it. He's already handcuffed, can't go nowhere. All right. So, Amos chapter 1, verse 11. I heard what they say, he gave up a struggle, but you never know what, Esau said. Can't believe everything Esau. Esau's the so-called white man. Another word for Edom, red. They're not white, they're red. All right. That they made that term white in 1861. All right, to cover the fact that they are the Edomites that the Bible speaks of. All right, because they got transferred the skin, their flesh and blood shows red. All right, it says Amos chapter 1, verse 11 says, "Thus said Yahweh, for 3 transgression Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the pomage thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually." And you could see his anger tearing perpetually against that. It was like if he had his knee on his neck for 7 minutes, man. God. And he kept his wrath forever. That was wrath, man. That was just straight up wrath. The way he had his knee on his neck, man. And I seen it on Facebook, man, like different staged images of the guy with his eye was, you on the video you'll see it's going real fast, but if you like look at certain images, you see the guy eyes popping out of his socket, man, everything, man. Because he was deprived of oxygen. He had that pressure on him, man. All right. It says right here, and he did cast off all pity, which he did, this Edomite policeman. And his anger did tear perpetually, and kept his wrath forever, right, man? And the Edomites kept the wrath forever on the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. He kept his wrath forever, man. It said, "But I will send a fire upon Teman, which shall devour the palace of Barah." It's talking about America, okay? All right? Because World War III's already happened, so you're just waiting on the final stage of it, man. The final stage is what? America gonna be destroyed by third into construction. America gonna be destroyed in 1 hour, like I said, Revelation chapter 18. Why? Because Yahweh has a controversy with Edom, the so-called white man, for his treatment of his children. There is like so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. Let's see right here. It says in Psalms 44, that's also part of because David, he was a prophet too, all right. He wrote some, he wrote some the Psalms. All right. And Psalms is not just, it's let me get this right here. It's also a prophecy too, man. Psalms 44 tell you right now, I don't know why it does every time I get on something important, man. It's computer act up. Anyway, we're going to continue. All right. So I'm gonna start with Psalms 44 now. "But thou hast cast off and put us to shame, and goest not forth for our armies." Right. So Yahweh not with us, man, because we disobey his laws, statutes, commandments, and part of we in captivity, man. He's not with. He had us, for a moment, but we all start slowly waking up now. All right. It said, "Thou make us turn back from the enemy, and they which hate us spoil us from themselves." Right, man. Because back in the age time, we had these heathens running seven parts, but now they got us. And what did Jake normal get about 10 Jakes, man, walking the crowd, the police come, man, Jake is scattered, man. All right. Which hate us is the most I telling you that Esau hated, which hate us spoil for themselves. I mean, they rob us, man, everything. They rob us our identity. They rob us for our riches, man. The good. You got a lot of towns and cities in the South that was started by Jake. A lot of financial districts started by Jake. Esau took them. All right. It said, thou hast given us like a sheep appointed for meat. All right, it's a prey, man. Real prey to the Edomites and the rest of the heathens. And has scattered us among the heathen. That's on the so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American. In this case, the so-called Negroes, man. You'll find so-called Negroes scattered in Turkey, China, Russia. All right. You'll find us everywhere, man. Iran, Iraq. Okay. Arabia. All right. And etc. man. All right. It said, thou sellest. It says, thou sellest thy people for naught, and does not increase thy wealth. Probably mean the Most High gave us up, man. He gave us up to the other nations. Why? Could we disobey his laws, statutes, and commandments? That's Deuteronomy 28:68. And it said, you've been sold unto your enemy. The Most High had given us up, man. Cause you got these stupid scoffers, man, particularly from the 2/3 group and these Amalekites, right? So-called Jewish people. They talking about Jake waiting to be selling himself on the market, man. No. All right. The Most High gave us up, and we end up on these slave markets, man. All right. Thy sellers for naught does not increase thy wealth by their price. Thou make us reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and derision to them that around us. All right. I mean, they mocking us, man. All right. They mock us. Just like recently, 2 weeks ago, that young Israelite was killed by a policeman, and he said, yeah, you're going to have a closed casket now, homie. He said, you're going to have a closed casket now, homie. I believe that was Indiana, man. As a matter of fact, that was our own people, man. He was a darn Tiberius, man. Tiberius hated his own people, man. But who did he learn from? He learned from his father, Esau, the so-called white man. Why do you think Yahushua said in John 8:44, you're like your father, the devil, man? All right, talk to you 2/3 of Israelites, man. You reprobates, man. You sellouts, man. That come against your God, Yahweh, his son Yahweh, your own nation, Israel, man. The so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans. Thou make us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of head among the people. All right, byword, nigger, coon, spick, Indian, savage, wetback. All right, beaner, man. All right, river nigger, canyon nigger. All right, bush nigger, cherry nigger, spade, gorilla, man. All right, monkey. All right, they shaking their head, man. People, they look down upon us, man, like we're nothing, man. That's why that Edomite cop, man, we learned from his father. They passing down, man. Cause that's what they program with them. As soon as they be born, man, they program that the so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American are nothing, man. Our lives don't mean nothing. That's why it's easy for him to put his knee upon his neck and murder that Jake, man. All right, he was that guy. Jake was that George Floyd was murder, man. When you kill somebody, it's the difference between killing and murder. Kills like when you defending your life, and you put a man to death to keep him from destroying you. Murder, you premeditated. You just take somebody's life, man, for no just reason. All right. So just show you, man. Jakes, man, you need to get your head out of your ass, man. Wake up, this cause place is not for us, man. Pretty soon you're gonna see worse than that, man. You're gonna start seeing when this martial law get kicked up to 100, man. You're gonna see all these military personnel gonna start mowing you so-called New Latino Native Americans, mowing you down like you ain't nothing, man. All right, just like Elder Gabar said, you ain't seen nothing yet. So I'm gonna end this. Shalom.